All right, let's make the tape diagrams together. What are the kids' names? Smiles. You can abbreviate. As long as you put something, that's fine. So you know who's who. All right, what's the given ratio for Bobby and Pia? Bobby to Pia, what's the given ratio? Ryan. Put that in parentheses before the name labels. And then draw out your boxes 12 by 3. Make sure you count correctly too. I'm going to double check. I always double check after I'm done. Remember that you get credit for making a tape diagram. It's worth points, so don't skip that step. They ask you to do a tape diagram, you got to do a tape diagram. All right, are we ready? I'll give you time to get caught up. Okay, on the last quiz, this is the point where some of you ran into trouble. What to do next? You have to ask yourself the question of whether they're asking for the difference between the two or the total. What should it be, and how do you know? Anthony.
Should be difference because it says more.
Excellent. I couldn't say it better myself. When you see the word more and than, it's cueing you in that they're asking you for the difference between each. So then once you've established it's a difference, the next thing you got to ask yourself is, how many more boxes are there for Bobby compared to Pia? Alex. There's 9. I'm going to make a bracket to show you the 9 extra boxes that we have. And write that in as well. Then the next thing you got to do is say, okay, these extra 9 boxes represent how many more, what is it, jumps? How many more times? Or how many more jumps? So those 9 boxes represent what number? Ryan? 810. So you got to take that 810 and you've got to divide it into 9 boxes. So you got to show your division and then do the math, and just be careful, make sure you divide correctly, because really the hard part's done. Everything is set up, so you don't want to make a math calculation error at this point. What do you got?
90.
How many of you got 90? Magic number's 90. And I'm going to put 90 in every box, just so you could see it. All right, now what? What do you have to do to actually answer the question? That's my gist. Jack, what do you do to find the number of jumps for Bobby?
To like add up. You have to add up both diagrams, like the total, and then add those together. You need to get the.
Well, just to figure out the number of jumps for Bobby, what do?
You do 90 times 12.
Okay, 90 times 12. And then to figure out the total number of jumps for Pia, it's 90 times what?
33.
Right. And then just tell me, again, be careful because the hard part's done. Don't make a multiplication error. Anybody have an answer yet? Smiles, 90 times 12. Sounds good. Very good. And that is now done. Okay, so just be careful. If they had asked for total, then you don't need to subtract the difference in boxes. But they're asking how many more than? That's a difference question. And that was problematic on that last quiz. All right, the next one I'm going to do with you is number 2. I'm only doing 1, 2, and 4. Stephen, to answer your question, I'm doing 1, 2, and 4 on.
But like for the rest, we're doing the whole packet.
Right. Anything that gets left over, you finish in class today or tonight.
Okay. And if we finish it all, we just bring it home and study.
That's it. I have an extra one too. If you want a brand new one for practice, I got one of those too. I got another one if you wanted to do it tonight, but you don't have to. If you need more practice, I got it. All right, this is a long question, so read it again quietly, and then we'll start to do it together. And it looks like some of you have already gotten a head start, which is good. How many sets of tape diagrams do you need for this one? Martina? 2 sets. 2 sets, basically 4 tape diagrams. All right, let's start with the labels. What are we going to label each set? Alex. Very good. Rainy day and sunny day. I'm just going to put rain and sun. If you put RD, SD, that's fine. As long as rain, whatever you want, and so you know which is which, it's fine. As long as you have something, because it's worth points. What 2 quantities are getting compared? Jack. All right. How do you want to say that? What label do you want to use for allergies, suffering from allergies, and not suffering from allergies? I don't know. Tell me what you want to do.
A to N.
That sounds good. A to NA, allergies and no allergies. And that's going to then hold true for the same thing for the sunny day as well. All right, on the rain day, what's the given ratio? Kirsten. Put that in parentheses so you see it. And then Kelly, I know you're working on your own, but what did you put down for the ratio A to NA for sunny day? Yup. Okay, everybody make your boxes. Most everybody gets at least this far, and then this is where I found that you have your issues. 84 is my number. 84 what? Anthony.
Is the number of students on the team daily that suffer from allergies on sunny days?
Notice what I underlined. 84 allergies, sunny. I got 4 strips here. Which one represents allergies, sunny? Strip 1, strip 2, strip 3, or strip 4? Martina. Yup, this is allergies, sunny. Be careful tomorrow and make sure. So now I know I've got to take my 84 and divide it by how much, everybody?
7.
By 7. And you'll get a magic number that's going to be good for every box. What do you get? $12 is our magic number. You could put it in every box, but I'm going to hold off on that because it's a lot. It's a lot of boxes, and we don't need every single box. But watch what I'm going to need one more other set of boxes. So now, what are they asking? To figure out how many for which group? Stephen.
They're asking how many people had allergies on the rainy day.
Read it again. Here's your question. Be careful, buddy.
Oh, not.
That's right. Be careful. So it's no allergies. What day? Still you, Stephen. No allergies. What day?
Rain day?
Yes. So I got to find no allergies, rain. There it is. Now I could put my 12 in because I need these. And there's 9 boxes, so I'm going to do 12 times. Everybody, 12 times 9. And you're going to get 108. Okay? So that's my advice to you is after you find that magic number, read the question really carefully because that's also where I've seen mistakes is what to do with that magic number. Okay, I want to do one more with you, and that's number 4. Another one that you had trouble with on the last quiz, where you have to compare ratios. Read it quietly to yourself, and then we'll begin. Who remembers when I told you when you have ratio tables that you got to compare, what's the first strategy you should try? The advice that I gave you, do you remember? What's the first thing you should try to do?
I don't know if this is the first thing, but you told me on to see what number fits into both of them.
Okay, and when you're trying to figure out what number goes into each given ratio, what is it? What strategy is that? What skill is that? What are you trying to do? Find the Martina. Find the value of the ratio. Sometimes that's all you need. So to do that, let's look at 4 and 12. Is there a number that goes into both? Ryan, what's that number?
4.
Let's do that. Take both ratios and divide them by 4, and that's going to give us the value of the ratio. What do you get?
1 to 3.
I'm going to put it right here. Value of that ratio table is 1 to 3. What about 5 and 20? Is there a number that goes into both? Krista, let's do that. What's that give you? Jack? That's the value of that ratio table. Is there a number that goes into 10 and 50? Bridge? Yes. And what do you got? Alex? So now you have, look what happens. You have now everybody, all batters have the same amount of games. 1 game, 1 game, 1 game. So which batter had the most line drives per game? Dog? Batter C is most effective. Which batter had the least amount of line drives for the game? Kirsten? Correct. Okay, now look, when you do this, it says here, if you look back on the original question, it says you must use one of the 3 strategies shown in class. When you do this, this is showing me a strategy. So I don't really need to do anything other than to show you showing me how you got the value of the ratio. And you would get full credit for that. And then in your explanation, which I'm not going to do with you right now, tell me you got the value of the ratio, and then you were able to see the hitter, the batter that had the most hits is most effective. So for the remaining 3 problems you're going to work, you can work by yourself or you can group up with the people that are still here. That's fine. Look, everybody, I have the answer keys hanging up. So as you complete a question, you come and take a look and say. All right, the rest of the time is yours. Make good use of it.